Welcome everybody, it's Evelyn. This is a twin flame read for both the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine. Let's go ahead and take a deep breath. Sending lots of love and blessings out to you all. I hope you're having an amazing day. This is the picture for the main twin flame read. This is a 7-deck read, and this is the SIRIAN STARSEED deck, which is the main deck for the read. The full read in front of you is here with all 7 decks, and I list all the decks that I use on a regular basis below. If you should like any more information about me, my information is mostly below, but also at my website, twinflames3344.com. And I have a CD out there also called Ashes, Twin Towers to Twin Flames by Evelyn Stainthorpe, if you want to check it out. And it's my music. It's piano and voice. And we're going to get right into this. Thank you guys for all sharing your time with me, and if you do like the content, make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and sharing really helps. Sometimes YouTube will unsubscribe you or take likes away from me, so I don't know why they do that, but if you get unsubscribed, it's not because I did that to you. It's whatever YouTube is doing right now. So this read was done last night. The SIRIAN STARSEED deck was cut and dealt at 10:51, which is the Wheel of Fortune, and the 51 of the King of Swords. And I finished clarifying at 11:25, which is Justice and the Knight of Wands. At 11:06, which is Justice and the Lovers, as I was covering up some of the cards and clarifying, I-Yanging Man came up, which is coming up as I, and then the word A-N-G, and then ing, I-N-G, man. The first thing I saw when I saw that phrase was I, aging man. Then I was getting, with the A-N-G, the I and the I, so 2 I's, eyeing man, I, nightmare, the incubus, the burden, the I, the holder of water or emotions, the fragrance of resentment, the crushed violet, like a man, keeping score on weights and measures. And Manny, because manifestation came up in the read as well, the idea behind Manny coming up was to build up pressure and explode, like the resentment that ends up in an explosion of a temper tantrum, or the same energy of the act of sex was coming up here. So finishing the read at 11:25, the major arcana were Star, Solar Deity, which is the Sun, Justice, Luna, which is the Moon, Indigo, the Magician, the Higher Self, which is the High Priestess, Hanging Man, which is the Hangman, and then before the read, Starseed came up, which is the Fool. We had only the King of Cups in the read. That was the only court card anywhere in the read, the King of Cups, which is also unconditional love. And we had 11:11. I don't even think I had that before in a read before 11:11. So 11:11 came up, as well as in the read, double ones, double sevens, double 8, double 9, and double 10s. Okay, so 1-1 is Justice, 7-7 is the Sovereign, the 9 of Pentacles, 8-8 is the 2 twins dancing side by side in their masculine and feminine, balanced. 9-9 is that compassion, ending, selflessness, and then the 10-10 is that very high vibration and keeping that high. We also had 17 of the Star, 79, which is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow for me, 9-10, begin again and again and again, keep coming back to center again. And in a lesser sense, we had 14, which is the Temperance card, 67, the Knight of Pentacles, 78, the 10 of Pentacles, and 89 for me is the Phi energy, the going outside of the usual normal human body temperature, right? So expanding and contracting, getting too hot or getting too cold, and then coming back to center again. The code line was all about manifestation, but Mani was separated from festation. So again, that manifestation is a festation of to build up pressure and explode, or the act of sex, and which is the creation energy of manifestation. The code line was all about the number 1, and then we had 1111 separately from that, so it was all about the ones. The Justice and the Knight of Wands with 1125, and then the code line was all about a show of power, perhaps checking yourself. 2 existences, present and future, the Christ moral man, physical attractive person, and the Sophia divine justice, acing manifestation. A show of power on the Sophia bridge, the editor-in-chief, and mind you, God was coming up as Mr. Ed yesterday or the day before from editor-in-chief, so that could be that God energy too. The show of power of the Sophia bridge, the editors-in-chief, the Sophia's divine justice in acing manifestation, which was coming up all about the man, the manny. 2 existences, present and future, the Christ moral man with 9-inch nails, which is referencing Christ on the cross, and Sophia's justice, acing the sex fest. Okay, which is just referencing the process of creation, where all creation comes from, that sacral energy. At 12:26, I started this read, 12 being the hangman, 26 being the page of wands. The star was reversed in the underlying energy, and beneath that was the 9 of Pentacles reversed, the Ace of Swords upright, the 6 of Pentacles and 8 of Pentacles both reversed, and then Starseed upright. So we have the Ace of Swords upright and the Starseed upright, the major arcana here. But the star on top was reversed. So there could be some depression or loss of hope, the need to heal, some arrogance could come up as well, but depressed after losing sovereignty, in triumph, truth, not sharing or not working out. In a big bomb drop, opening up the crown, losing hope, the King of Pentacles stepping up to the plate in the sunshine, exposing a message perhaps, ending pain, betrayal, and coming clean about Atlas, the weight of the world, the burden, or perhaps too much weight. Or the King of Pentacles pained by the Page of Swords coming clean about a burden they need to expose, or perhaps a little bit of arrogance, like I said. Dependence, truth, lying just below the surface, the inequity of overworking or something not working out, and then a fresh new start. Scrooge receiving an offer from the King of Wands reverse, which is fire energy, the Page of Cups message of love, which is water and innocence, the surrender to marriage here. No more Peter Pan covering up on the beach, decreeing something new in society, the wounded warrior surrendering to innocence, the child, bound by vows of marriage and bowing down to royalty, the divine feminine out in the cold, ahead with the 10 of Pentacles reversed, family, business, or community, dysfunction or loss, lacking a dowry or giving everything to the church, establishment, or marriage, or Taurus, suffering in silence, trying to end the nightmare, the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, or community, replacing the dogs with 2 men in a race for the power. Or wealthy family or big business falls as a religious leader ends the pain. Children come up here, and beneath that was release your ex at 111. So here's those ones again. Looking back at romantic tie, the Page of Cups upright, unable to express feelings of frustrations and wanting to offer love to a new passion, to burn the past. And with the Y in the road right here, which is also the divine masculine energy, the 125 of the Magician and the Knight of Wands. The frog has grown to be a prince. And right at this moment, I was watching a movie, and the Ace of Wands card in the Tarot Sexual Magic was exactly the scene on the TV. Like the position of them in bed was exactly, it was like, what? I was looking at the card, and then I looked up at the TV, and I'm like, what? It was exactly the same picture. It was so weird. And that was where the guy was going to hold the girl in bed who was mad at them, so they weren't talking. And because she had just realized that he lied to her. And that was someone holding back their sperm so that she couldn't get pregnant because he had vowed never to have children because of his father. And the time on the clock is 7:17 right now, and it was 10:01 on this clock here. So again, the 1's the 10:01 of the reflection of the Wheel of Fortune, the Destiny card, and the 1 of the Magician, and the 717 there, which is very much about union energy. Right, the 7 and the 7 are the 2 chariots and the Magician in the middle. Again, so here's this energy of sex and pregnancy and that creative energy. No passion here, and then the Knight of Cups romancing the stone. Oh, and that came up in another way today too. So romancing the stone, right, which is blocking the love, the sacred energy. Destined to fall, the Queen of Cups upright may be left for dead. The injustice of the Page of Wands reversed out in the cold, unaware of the next chess move, falling downstairs, losing a child, or an exile, and it's unfair, a fall to their death, or destined, Libra upright and Libra reversed, could be 2 separate people, destined, depressed, or Aquarius reversed, and Hierophant upright, suffering in silence with new passion, and relationship change all around love. So those were the cards that were coming up in the underlying energy. Relationship change, and then love was beneath that. And they're both blue, so a lot of throat chakra energy. The other cards were all different colors that came out for you, because I always forget to tell you the colors. Orange, green, silver, and pink came out. So sacral, heart, and then the chakras above the head, yeah, definitely, with the pinks and the silvers. So sacral and heart, and then above the crown. The Hermit suffering in silence, and Rapunzel with the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, or community, breaking patterns of judgment, announcements, a wake-up call, to the Devil reversed, detoxing chaos of that family, business, or community, receiving new passion from the past. The Queen of Pentacles reversed and the Page of Wands reversed are here. So they could be together, but they're both reversed. So they could be just in a bad mood or having a bad day at 151, which is the Magician and the King of Swords. And the recent past is the 9 of Wands reversed, the surrender in offering a new life to the King of Wands reversed. The Hermit reversed, juggling, performing with strong opportunity or learning, and rising above the energetic exchange reverse, which could be a heated exchange or perhaps an argument, or causing delays, holding back your true feelings. And then at 155, which is the Magician and the Truth, the Excalibur, the sword, the Ace of Wands, excuse me, the Ace of Swords. Getting over the guilt and shame at work, spreading the word, stepping up to surrender. The foundation here being the 10 of Swords upright, the great pain of falling out in the past without peace, the depression at night with Aquarius reversed and Cancer upright, and the central energy here is the Sun upright. Clearly, dark night of the King of Swords and the Page of Cups, both upright, which is the man in his truth, the honorable man, the moral man, and the Page of Cups, which is that innocence of a child. But that can also reference the third energy. An opportunity to expose new information of death, end, transition, or losing the battle of the King of Swords and the Page of Cups, message of love. The challenge being injustice of the Queen of Cups upright burden, and the Knight of Wands reversed player, no longer confused, High Priestess or secret detox, Pisces or Virgo, and Capricorn reversed, defenseless to the energies, but free from the Emperor, getting over loss, regret, and the past at 209, which is the High Priestess and the Hermit. The Knight of Swords reversed here may be holding their tongue. Clearly lovers, the Knight of Cups offer to the King of Pentacles, injured and left behind. All right, so the Knight of Cups is offering love or friendship or kindness to the King of Pentacles. They're both upright here. But the King of Pentacles is injured and feeling left behind, choosing a new path of the Empress reversed, the sealed Divine Feminine unsatisfied and walking away, or the Divine Masculine letting go of his sovereignty, taking a hike, unhappy with Taurus and Pisces. Now here is the Moon upright, the full moon, which is today. The truth is out of the Knight of Cups, offering love to the Knight of Swords reversed, who could be giving them the silent treatment. Confessing and standing up to an upside-down world in exile, the prisoner frustrated with what's not working, dumping a load, and there's two Knight of Swords reversed here in the Knight, the Cancer upright and Pisces reversed, and Patient Angel of a higher love. A heated exchange with Sovereign reversed, manifesting an end to fighting big love. With the Ten of Cups upright, family, could be a family ending or a happy ending, and then a culmination of a happy cycle emotionally. But the Ten of Cups family judging him sweetly at home, hanging out depressed, cycle almost done, or Aquarius reversed and Pisces reversed, with the Hanged Man destined to come together with the Queen of Cups, Cancer, and the Queen of Pentacles reversed, who could also have Cancer in their chart, Pisces or Taurus, and soon as the Ace of Pentacles, the new life, detoxing and awakening, the Queen of Pentacles reversed, looking back at the workplace and holding on to their savings. Exposed to prison, hostage, or fears, the twin flames are seeing themselves as the Indigo upright, grounding, integrating a message of love and an offer of new passion, growth, and creativity. Under the radar, the Two of Cups and the Lovers, both upright here on the twins, the Empress reversed and the King of Cups reversed, putting pressure on or bearing witness to their union at 2/22. Or they could be tired of being pushed around with no success or attention, failure around the Two of Cups lovers in lack and with conditions, or hidden connection and lovers, the Empress reversed and the King of Cups reversed, and Indigo proposing. We have Aries upright, Gemini upright, Virgo upright, and Taurus reversed here. It is safe for you to love came up for the twins, as well as express your love, keep an open mind, and stay optimistic. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Around the twin flames, or how they are seen, is the Seven of Cups reversed, dumping emotional attachments or no longer confused, surrendering and walking away from injustice. The Divine Feminines waking the Divine Masculines all around the world. Announcements, judgments, rescue efforts, music piped in, and the Queen of Swords sharing information at 10:49, which is the Wheel of Fortune, and the Nine of Cups, getting your wish. So sharing information with the world, the Divine Feminines, Pisces, those marching to the beat of their own drum. At 10:51, the Wheel of Fortune and the King of Swords in his integrity here. Libra reversed, Aquarius upright, Pisces upright here. The block for the twins is the higher self, a higher love, being patient, being angelic. Saggy pushed to the limit by the Queen of Wands reversed, or squeezing that last bit of water out, the emotions, the purging, dumped, purging, overwhelmed, or sweating it out. As Mary Magdalene spills, Jesus rises. And then consummation came up, and I was being guided to break down the word. Consummation is what it's supposed to mean to us is very different than what it actually means when you break it down, right? It's supposed to be a consummation of your marriage, right? The sexual union of your marriage. But it starts with con, right? Which is something, a negative connotation. A con of addition. And we had Pisces and Sagittarius here. The action of consuming amidst polarities. Con means to study or examine, to learn or learn by heart, which is memorizing, which is not being guided by your guidance. To know, understand, acknowledge, but also with disadvantage, in comparison, conservative, convicted, criminal, convict, to tricked, a fraud, an intention of deceiving, the con, to direct a ship or navigational direction of a ship, convention, conversion of a part of a building, consumption or TB, pulmonary TB, the cone with the vulva, and I can't even say the rest of the words. There's all these sexual nasty words coming up, right? See you next Tuesday, and then the pussycat, asshole, F-tard, retard, stupid, boulder, together, coxed, child, a small thing, I, me, your child, you, my child, and soul all came up for con, C-O-N. And then summa came up as the total summary, treatise, the top, the summit, the highest point, the principal or main thing, the quarter English unit, a quarter of a ton, or TUN, or 8 bushels, the result of addition. And then if I looked up samat, which is a limited extent or degree, like somewhat, and then the sum, which is a combination of those other words, but also under, when, urine, to be, to go, to exist, a sum, buzz, European catfish, so catfishing someone comes up in this as well, suspicion, mistrust, and to drink, all coming up under this word consummation. And then the summa is part of summa cum laude, where it means with greatest praise, but the summa is the with, it's not the greatest praise. So consummation literally is coming up here as disadvantage with toggling up connection, to learn by heart or memorize, which is not to go with the flow in your higher self connection. It's to trick, to curse at, to be a childlike soul, but not the positive child side. At the top, the sum of all parts, the act of urinating, existing, mistrusting, drinking, saying, being suspicious, and catfishing in Europe. An action of being like the disadvantaged. Disadvantage of being at the top, or under ma, the mother, or the mat, right? Being a doormat, or connection. Under my thumb comes up here. Consume equals disadvantage, using bad words, memorizing, immovable soul, to give, to cause to fall, to trip up, to vanish, disappear, to sink, to be wasted, to hide. To receive communion during the Eucharist is to undertake, assume, seize, slain, inflict punishment. All right, so the same word that means communion also means punishment. To choose, to get, to borrow, adopt, to buy, to charm, begin, acquire, to get and receive, and borrow and give. All under consume. All right, the action of consuming, consummation, which is also burning up energy. So manifestation comes up, but even more so for the twins here is patience, moderation, and karmic completion. The 10 of Cups upright sent out for ice cream or errands, detoxing chaos at 11:43, which is justice in the 3 of Cups, no longer castrated by marking their territory. The hanging man with a right knee block, hanging out at the full moon with anger and frustration. This is that resentment anger coming up from the definitions. With the Empress reversed, completely dissatisfied and walking away. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. Capricorn upright and reversed, as well as Cancer upright, Pisces upright, and Taurus reversed here. Hanging in limbo, guarding their territory, or putting up boundaries so that you can calmly choose another path that's more suited to you. Home, with the 4 of Wands upright, but unhappy with reaping rewards, with sudden realization or event, explosion, eruption, blowing your top, cover, crown, or blowing your mind, or kicked everyone out. Cancer upright, Capricorn upright and reversed. It might just be upright. Cancer and Capricorn, the axis, right? They're on each other's axis on the astrological chart. Home with the King of Cups reversed, perhaps Scorpio walking away. To the 10 of Pentacles reversed, family, business, or community, that dysfunction or loss in the family. Why are they feeling negative today? The divine, and that's coming from family heritage, okay? What is your template from your family that's causing you to feel this way? The divine feminine's heart in the E tower, healing inequities, okay? So injustice wound here. The unfairness, the imbalance, the debt, the not sharing, and then moving forward as the Knight of Pentacles, the humble, loyal servant. Hanging out at home as or with the King of Cups reversed, or with conditions of love, or the King of Cups reversed going out while the Divine Feminine deals with a family dysfunction or loss, healing imbalances or perhaps physical ailments coming up today, moving past them or just moving on and allowing them all, loving it all and allowing it to just pass through you. The Star reversed, again, depression or arrogance, losing hope, in need of healing, and for dreams to come true. Dependent presenting the whole truth, or the truth is just lying beneath the surface and they haven't quite gotten it yet. And this could be the key to their healing. And not seeing the unfairness of a situation or relationship that's not working out, and then freeing self from depression and arrogance, ending the pain of a commitment, done suffering in silence. The indigo offering their tools to others to deal with the emotional attachments and let go of confusion. So the indigos, or the twins, because the twins are coming up as the indigo upright, proposing actually their crystal energy at 12:01, which is the hangman and the magician, surrender, offering their tools to others to dump their emotional attachments that no longer serve them and let go of any confusion, to surrender to the sun. Did you get your sun today? The full exposure and light, the happiness and the challenge being injustice. All right, that's the justice wound. A breakthrough. The diamond exposed, the diamond in the rough, exposed to the higher self at the full moon in Cancer today. Hanging out with an anger block at home. The King of Cups reversed, going out again. The Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community, dysfunction or loss is highlighted here. And the Divine Feminine in the E-Tower as the top trickles down. Learning to heal and rise above inequity and injustice. May I have another? And that energy came up yesterday. So again, and this came up in talking to the kids today as well, and dealing with people who you have to live with or deal with at work, who just won't change and are just being, ignorant or mean or unfair about something. If you can't change their behavior or their attitude and you have to deal with them, it's always your choice. You can either choose to walk away, quit, and leave the whole situation so you don't have to deal with them anymore. Or, like you do in training a horse, you come back another day and offer your love again. If they don't take it, they don't take it. You walk away again and you come back the next day again and offer yourself as being love. Because by doing any other thing, you're doing a disservice not to them, but to yourself. Because your truth is love, is to be that loving person and not allow someone to take that away from you. But also, that's how you train the horse. Eventually, the horse learns to trust you. Maybe they see something. Maybe the reason why they're being such a difficult person is because they had trauma when they were young, and they have a hard time trusting people. And by coming back, and not fighting fire with fire, because that just makes it worse, by fighting fire with love and walking away each time, every day, we have to learn patience, because sometimes it takes a long time to do this healing. At 12:14, which is the hangman and the temperance, is the Aquarius reversed, or the need to shine. Switching from Pisces to Aquarius here, right? Going into the age of Aquarius. The surrender to lovers out in the cold together. Ending the pain with a message or a treatment, a massage or other kind of treatment like a massage, or dealing with pain in the ass who's exposing all. The sunshine and the Leo, the happiness, the fully charged energy at the full moon in Cancer upright, right? The mother, the home, the moodiness. The false light also comes up under that with the moon. The challenge being the injustice or Libra reversed, the indigo proposing a new life by dumping emotional attachments that no longer serve and ending the confusion. The higher self, your higher self is your twin. The secret, the psychic abilities, when pushed to your emotional limit. Perhaps needing to freak out and cry and release and allowing yourself to do it, just not taking it out on someone else. If you need to beat up a pillow or go out and scream, go do that. Just don't take it out on someone else, but certainly don't hold in that kind of release that needs to be released, especially at the full moon. At 12:20, hung out to dry, 12:20 is the hangman and the judgment, which is literally Jesus on the cross, hung out to dry, Cancer and Capricorn, and notice Christmas, and the energy of Jesus is Capricorn, and now we have the Cancer moon in the time of Capricorn, side by side, the union of conditions that you walk away from dysfunctional family and reaping rewards thereof, right? Because if you're in the energy, you become of that energy, right? Reaping the rewards of the dysfunctional family. But it doesn't mean you stop loving them. If they come back and want to work things out with you, or you start getting along with someone more because they're changed or they start awakening, that's always great. That's amazing. That's what we want. And we turn the page and it's 1221. Step right up at and I'm reading at your sacrifice, but that's not what I wrote. Step right up and set your own price. Self-service. Step right up at your service. Self-service, right? Not expecting others to wait on you, right? Doing things for yourself. But what mostly was coming up right here at 1221, step right up at your service. Self-service. Breathe. Breathe in and breathe out. The King of Pentacles with diamond in hand and indigo proposal here. At 222, the Hangman and the Fool, exposing all, sunshine, hanging out, home, the E-Tower, while the King of Cups reverse goes to visit with dysfunctional family. Or perhaps processing through that wound of injustice. The main energies that were in this read were Aquarius reversed, Gemini, Virgo upright, Leo upright, Pisces upright, Cancer upright, Capricorn, and Libra reversed. And yeah, watch, Magenta Pixie had put up a preview because the video she did with Charlie Freak and Jen and a couple other people wasn't on YouTube. It was on, now I'm blanking out, but it's on, I mean, she put the preview video up on YouTube so you can check it out on where to go. But go watch that movie because it was a great review on Kundalini with Charlie, Jen, and Magenta, and who else was on there? Eloise and Alpa were also on there. And it was some really good summaries on the Kundalini from all different perspectives, you know. So, and it was really good information. So check it out, because a lot of what they brought up put pieces together for my downloads that I give you guys all the time. Yeah, and actually a lot about the sexual energy was coming up there too, which was, I didn't even watch this until after I did that read that I just told you about. So the same stuff I was getting in my read was coming up with what they were talking about, especially Charlie and Magenta. And the sexual energy right after that was coming up in my read. And also it was interesting talking about the 6th and 7th chakra, because 67 is the Knight of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles was the very last card in this read, clarified, right? And that's that loyal, humble servant marching on. Yeah, it was really good, so check that out. I'll have to look at my notes more closely to, you know, bring together what I was getting and why some of the spaces between were filled in by that video. And I'll do a technical diagram, I think. But yeah, check that out. Okay, so I'm going to pull an energy deck card for you guys. For everybody watching, for the best and highest good of all those concerned, what do we need to know? What do we need to learn? Let's clear all blockages to positive energy flow in all chakra layers, auric layers, grounding, and galactic cords across all dimensions of time, space, matter, and realities, space-time continuum. And let's fill that empty space with only beautiful divine love and diamond crystalline light. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, this is for the twin flames, the takeaway from this read. What is it we need to know? The man holding a coin. I told you there's a proposal. Somebody's getting proposed to. And then we have envy around that. which the Empress was reversed in this read. So there could definitely be mother. This could be a mother, it could be an aunt, a grandmother, a partner, right? There's 20 of Judgment, and the 43 is the coming together. And here's the Magician in the mirror. This could be also Divine Masculine coming together with their parents here. And then there's a couple other cards that want to be seen too. Hold on one second. They're kind of cards are like flipping all over the place. So then the Woman with a Heart came out here. And also the Garden in the Gate, which is 30. This is 44, which is the Grounding, Integrating, and Mastering of Love, the Four of Cups. The 30 of the Four of Wands, which was upright in the read, the Home. And the 15 of the Devil, or the shadow side. So we have these three first, was coming up with the masculine energy, perhaps with their parents, or perhaps dealing with partners. But they seem to be older than the masculine energy shown here. And the coming together with Judgment and the Knight of Swords, which was coming up reversed, holding their tongue, right? Now they have no excuse. They have to listen to their son. And this one could be being judgmental. And then we have this Divine Feminine energy of the feminine being in her heart. But there's three different energies of feminine here, right? The one who has anxiety about going outside their house, and that can be a child as well. You know, the butterflies and the transformation of the butterflies came up in that video today as well. The anxiety of leaving home, the feminine staying in their heart. These can also represent children. And the shadow side of yourself, you know, being in appreciation of all parts of yourself and all parts of your children. Let me see what else wants to come up for this. The bottom of the deck is the underlying energy is the second chakra, Archangel Ariel, which again is that sexual energy, the third energy, the creative energy, which is the 36 of the 10 of Wands, which is the Atlas energy, the weight of the world upon your shoulders, which all of that came up in the read. And behind that is the door to romance. So of course, right, because it's the sexual chakra. Finding the key to your heart, right? Not caging your heart. There's the Christ vibration, the 33, the 7 of Wands, standing up for yourself without getting triggered. I mean, this energy always reminds me of God because there's energy exuding from his hands and his crown. But it's literally the masculine experiencing the polarities, right, of the dark mother and the godfather. The godfather, somebody might be dealing with Mafia. Mafia was coming up in the video today too with Magenta and Charlie and Jen. So that definitely could be somebody's dealing with that. Maybe someone's related or married into a mafia type family. But also you're going to be seeing a lot of people coming down in the news. So that's coming up as well. Dark mother and godfather. So literally if you had someone, you know, the mafia mother would, you know, be that dark mother kind of energy. Because there's a lot of fear and power and control, you know, in that whole situation. And here are the innocents in the situation. But this one looks innocent, but they may not be because we have the devil there. These could be children, these two here. I mean, these can be any combination of anyone, but you will know how it relates to you. And this could even be like, this is reminding me of child energy and then sisters perhaps, right? The two sides of the mother that they both experienced. And then the granddaughter, or this could be a younger sister as well. So let's see what comes up from Scooby-Doo. But it's all about the creative and sexual energy and the coming together, the consummation of the union, and the breakdown of the deep state, right? Because the head was taken off already back in 2016, I understand. Charlie Freak was talking about that. It was Christmas Eve before Trump's inauguration, where he actually took down the Venetians in Venice, the top, 1%er families. So it's basically, they always talk about it as taking the head off. And now it's just a matter of disassembling the rest. And so it's been 4 years, which is that's a time period. It's like the graduation of that. And that he had done that before he actually was inaugurated into office. So let's see what Scooby-Doo has to say. All right, so that's the Knight of Wands, or the Page of Wands, really, but reversed. And the Knight of Wands was coming up reversed, I believe, in the read. Right? But this is someone who should be playful. It's a child who should be playing and having ice cream, right? And being free. And this is someone who is frustrated, uninspired, or perhaps they had to grow up too soon. They never learned to play and have fun. And then we have the Eight of Hearts, which is the Eight of Cups, reversed, right? Staying in uncomfortable energy as opposed to walking away, right? As a child, you don't get to choose who your parents are. You're stuck with it. So whether it's because they lived in fear or had to grow up quickly to help take care of their siblings, that could be as well. Never had a chance to walk away. But now, it's like the frog to the prince energy that came up in the read, learning how to be authentically them, the truth, the Ace of Swords. The Three of Wands is reversed. This, again, by looking back at the past, perhaps stretching, doing handstands, really releasing and venting. Okay, because Three of Wands reversed is looking back at the past or going back to the past. Being authentic and being truthful with self, because we have the Ace of Swords here, and looking back at what really was your past, because now that you're older and you can see the truth of it. And then we have the union energy of the Four of Wands, feeling a little off, perhaps at a home, because it might have been your family's home that had all these wounds associated with it, and it's throwing you off. Also the full moon right here. So the bottom of the deck is the Nine of Wands reversed. Again, that's the surrender of the wounded warrior. So this is especially the masculines coming up here with the surrender, and that could be the masculine within the feminine as well. The surrender of the anger, the resentment of having to perhaps take care of your siblings, the anger of perhaps living in fear growing up of your parents, maybe one or the other or both. And let's see what, and again, injustice was the big one today. So, the 5 main ones, of course, abandonment and rejection are the first wounds, right? When you get abandoned by your mother. And then you have injustice, you have humiliation, and what's the 5th one? I'm just blanking out on the 5th one. Betrayal. All right, let's see what the Journey of Love has for us today. Journey of Love. It was just 43:28 on the clock, which is actually coming together, and the twin flames. And definitely somebody's getting proposed to here. We have God Speaks, 33, which is the Christ vibration, and the 7 of Wands, standing up for yourself, taking the high ground. This one also wants to be seen becoming 34. You have 33 and 34 right next to each other. 34 is the 8 of Wands, the arrows of love, that energetic exchange, the sexual energy between twins. And then we have the sweet soul rising, the 20 of the sweet judgment, judging someone sweetly. And the bottom of the deck is the breaking. 65 is the King of Pentacles, which came up in the other deck, because this literally is like the King of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles was, and that's 43 too, and 43 was just on the clock coming together, the 3 of Cups. And the King of Pentacles is upright in this read, I believe. I just want to make sure. Yeah, he's upright for sure. The breakings, this is the underlying energy, is the divine masculine energy, the breaking of the King of Pentacles, And beneath that's riding the wave, the cosmic wave of 60, which is coming to peace. The Six of Swords. Finding peace in the breaking of, and this, I'm breaking the horse in. It was coming up multiple times yesterday and today. So it has to do with breaking in the divine masculine, going from being the frog to the prince, you know, growing into his power, into his divinity. And this is the breaking of him. It is the breaking and falling in which we rebuild and become who we are. And it's interesting, they're very different colors here, the sets here. And this one's very 2D. It's very flat. It's very beautiful, but it's like a painting. It's very flat. Whereas these two are more dimensional. This is the energetic exchange. The judgment and the Christ vibration. It's like the polarities and the energy between. God speaks, becoming, sweet soul rising. So let's go ahead and read God Speaks, 33. The divine is speaking to you directly. Underneath the silence, there is an endless music of love, pulsating throughout the universe. Within that sacred sound, there is guidance. It may or may not have words. It might be a feeling in your heart that you can only access when you're still, relaxed, dancing, in a yoga practice, or even half asleep. It assures you that behind any struggle or challenge, there is only ever the divine seeking you out, calling you to surrender some fear or doubt or other so you can move closer. Trust in the sound of love beyond anything else, for in truth, no matter what may appear to be, there is nothing else. This oracle brings you guidance. You're being loved into becoming, to be open, or be open to being shown the divine genius in all that is happening. If you feel you're being nudged, know you're being nudged by the divine. If you feel you're being held back, know you're being held back by the divine. All is happening perfectly for you, and all will unfold in divine timing. The divine is speaking to you. When you are captivated by the beauty of nature, or an illogical sense that everything is okay, listen. That's the divine talking to you, reassuring you that all is unfolding according to spiritual law, in perfect cooperation with your own destiny. And the poem reads, when the first sound was born, the air was filled with fantasy, like the flower's sweet perfume, alive in the moment. There was nothing else. Only the energy coursing through my body and the tears on my cheeks. I was carried away on the strings, each note striking a chord within, and answering with the emotions of my soul. How priceless the surprise, how powerful the memory to be with the violin when it sings. The sound of the violin. And that always reminds me of my dad, because he played violin in an orchestra. And that's how he comes in sometimes, to remind me that it's him. So I want to read 34 for you too, since that's the next one, becoming. Yes, you are manifesting your divine purpose. It's a 7:55 on the clock, which is the Chariot and the Ace of Swords, the truth. Yet Chariot for me is ascension as well, the vehicle of ascension. Yet what is happening now is just one of many inspired brushstrokes on the canvas of your life's work. You are the artist who paints with trust, instinctive and spontaneous, with faith in the process unfolding. You are not the painter using numbered squares. And guys, this is referencing the memorizing of knowledge as opposed to intuitive knowledge. You are not the painter using numbered squares who has a finished vision before commencing the task, with a map for all the steps of the journey. Your lack of plan renders you open and receptive to divine direction. You are capable of being moved by spirit. You are a brave adventurer. So celebrate what you are creating now and realize that it is a step in your major work of divine art. This life of yours, not to be planned, but to be experienced. Stroke after stroke, step after step, you shall witness the picture coming to life. It may not be what you expected, but it will be the most beautiful, extraordinary creation. This oracle brings you comfort that you are blossoming, and each petal unfolding is another step closer to your ultimate divine fulfillment. There is a message here, too, that a relationship or project that you are keen to move forward will bloom in its own unique way. Give it breathing room, and will be willing to let it become what it seeks to be. Even without a clear direction or plan, Sometimes even because of that, there is an inner plan that can come to fruition. And this is, for me, this is specifically relating to me redoing my daughter's room, because I'm still working on it. I'm taking my time, whereas before I wanted to get it done because I would have been working outside the house. I can kind of just do it casually, and if I have to paint, I can paint one day and then take off the next day, because it can be a lot for me. It was just 50:05 on the clock. To take heed, my friend, for time is ticking fast. Illusion grand in hopes this dream will last. Such memories we keep for days to come, a looking glass that only shows what's done. It would be sad to think there's nothing more, a well-worn path reflecting what's in store. God's gift was not the days would be the same. Each dawn's first light would sing a fresh refrain of light and cloud to bathe the earth's surprise. With change of foot to stop would be unwise. A palette rich awaits the artist's brush, creating life at one with God's soft touch. So I'm going to leave you at that. Make sure you drink your water, get your rest, get your joy, get your nature, and be good to yourselves, guys. I love you. Rise and be loved. Have an amazing night, guys. See you soon.